Good morning, YouTubers and big shavers. I'm here today and I'm going to be doing a shave with a couple of new products. One is the Mike's Natural soap. This is a sample that was sent to me by Moises. This is the peppermint and rosemary soap, and as you can see, I've used it a couple times, and I'm going to use it today in my video and just give you my impressions about it. In addition, I'm going to be using my Chubby 2 today, and I'm going to do something that I've been meaning to do for quite a while, and that is I'm going to be comparing the Ikon S3S with the Ikon OSS. And as you can see, they both have a open comb on one side and a normal safety bar on the other side, and they're both loaded with a brand new feather blade. So I'm going to shave one side of my face with the S3S and one side with the OSS. We'll see which one shaves better. My impressions with these is that the OSS seems to be a little more aggressive and seems to work a little bit better, but I've never compared them head to head. So I'm going to go ahead and start loading the Chubby. This is a really huge brush. Typically this is a lot bigger than the normal brushes that I would use. Normally I will use a between 22 and 24 millimeter brush. Seems to be the optimal size for me. But I got a good deal on this Chubby on Badger and Blade, so I went ahead and got it, and I've used it one time, and I really enjoyed it. It really makes a nice lather, feels really good on the face, so we'll go ahead and give it a try with the Mike's soap today. And I'm just going to give it a good loading. You know, it is a big brush, it's very dense, and it seems like it takes a fair amount of product. It is a little bit of a lather hog, although I didn't really have too much problems with it when I used it. I had plenty of lather for my 3 passes, plus I probably had enough in there for a couple additional passes on top of that. So we'll go ahead and give this a whirl. So this Mike's soap is peppermint and rosemary. The dominant scent in here is peppermint to me, with just a hint of the rosemary. And I've had pretty good luck with this soap lathering up pretty easily. So I pretty much had soaped my brush while I was showering, and then just let it drip dry. I don't find that I need to really shake the brush out too much when I'm using soap, because if I get a little bit too much water in there, I can just dump it out of the bowl. And just keep lathering away. And I will usually work my brush on top of the soap until I start getting decent lather formation. Usually takes about 20 to 40 seconds depending on the soap. I didn't mention it, but I did just get out of the shower, and I applied the Prazo, the white Prazo, to my face as my pre-shave. And I think we got a pretty nice lather there. So we'll go ahead and give this a shave. Okay. There's my brush. Set that aside for a minute. Give the razor a little So I'm going to be shaving the right side of my face with the OSS, and the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to do 2 passes with the open comb and then 1 pass with the safety bar side, and then the touch-ups with the safety bar. So I found that the Ikon razors seem to like the feather blades pretty well. Here we go with the S3S. Now the S3S is significantly heavier. The head on this razor is super heavy. You've got 2 big chunks of stainless steel on top of this thing, and it is really, really heavy. Much heavier than the OSS. First pass, both razors feel nice and smooth, comfortable. I would say the OSS may feel just a tad bit more aggressive. And they've taken off about the same amount of hair on both sides, or stubble on both sides. So here we go. Let's go ahead and apply some lather. This Chubby is in Best Badger. I have found that with my Simpson brushes, I am preferring the Best Badger to the Super Badger. I think it has a little bit more backbone, and I actually kind of like the little bit of squishiness that it has. So, okay. And again, this lather is nice and slick. It's very rich. And I really like that peppermint rosemary scent. It's very nice. Very, very nice. Okay, here we go. Again, open comb side, across the grain. S3S. Okay. Go and get it all rinsed off again. So on my third pass, I'm going to go across the grain on my neck, just in the opposite direction as the first cross grain, and I'll go against the grain on my cheeks and jaw. Okay. So across the grain, whoops. OSS, for the third pass, we'll be using the safety bar side. Now, what I will say about these razors is on the cross grain passes, I can feel the blade a lot more on the with the OSS than I can with the S3S. It feels, on the first pass they felt pretty close to the same. However, for whatever reason on the cross grain passes, I can feel the OSS much more with both the open comb and the safety bar side. So I'm just going to go ahead and just do across the grain on my neck here. So on the last application of lather is where I kind of really noticed the on this fourth pass, I'm kind of noticing that there seems to be a fair amount of lather or soap left in the brush. So I guess that's where I would say that I kind of noticed the lather hogging features of this brush. Okay, so we'll go ahead and go against the grain again. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and take a feel around and see which side is smoother. I'm not going to really do any more touching up or any touch-ups, so to speak, and we'll just kind of grade the shade. So, cheeks are pretty smooth on both sides. I still feel a little bit of slight roughness right in through here, and not as much on this side. So on the neck, I still have a tiny bit of stubble coming through here, which is usually the area that I need to touch up when I do my touch-ups. And on this side, it feels just like a little bit more stubbly. Okay, so we're just going to call that good today. I'm not going to do a bunch of touching up today. And I'm just going to clean up here. So in summary, you know, both these are high quality, well-made razors. My impression with the S3S all along has been that it's really mild, and maybe even for me a little too mild. But it is a very nice quality built razor. It's super duper heavy. It looks like it would be a lot more aggressive than it is, but it's pretty mild. So And I honestly cannot tell really any difference between the open comb side and the safety bar side on this razor. It feels pretty much the same on either side. The OSS, much lighter, feels to me like it's slightly more aggressive than the S3S. Kind of a more classic design in the head. I can tell a little bit of difference between the open comb and safety bar side. The open comb is more aggressive. The safety side is a little bit less aggressive, but both work very good. The overall shave, I'd have to say that the OSS side is smoother. There's less stubble left over, and definitely less touch-ups would be needed on this side if one was going to do that. On this side, it's still there's still a little bit of roughness right through here, which has always been the case with the S3S for me. I have found that the OSS for me is a better shaving razor. I like the way that razor shaves better. The S3S, cool looking razor, but I just don't think it shaves as well as the more classic, if you will, designed head. And also, I'm just gonna one more comment about this. Because the head is so heavy on this, I feel like the balance of the OSS razor seems to be a little bit better balanced between head and handle. This thing, even though this is a heavy handle, this thing is still pretty darn head heavy. So the winner here to me clearly is the Ikon OSS. So there you have it. The Simpson Chubby performed great. It's a big, huge brush. It lathers really nice, works great with hard soap. It's a little bit of a lather hog. It feels really luxurious on the face. Even though this is Best Badger, it's still pretty doggone soft. And I can't imagine wanting anything any softer than that, for me anyways. But this thing performs really great. It's a lot of fun to use. I do also have a Chubby one, which I'll do a video on later, but anyways, there's a Chubby 2. Great brush, super dense, great face lathering brush, and a lot of fun to use. So just to wrap things up today, I'm going to go ahead and just use a little Trumper's Skin Food. I'm going to use the Coral Skin Food for my aftershave, and we'll wrap this baby up. So when I use the Coral Skin Food, I always like to add a little dab of 444 menthol gel. I think it just adds a little bit of menthol tingle to the skin food. I really have grown to like the smell of the Coral Skin Food. It smells like roses, and a lot of people say it smells like old ladies, which I guess it kind of does. But the smell doesn't last very long, and I have found this stuff to be really soothing to the skin. On some of the shaves where I've had some razor burn, when I apply this, it just knocks the razor burn completely out and makes my face feel really happy. So anyways, guys, there you have it. Hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you soon. Bye.